begin this evening's Info Hub with some great news. President David Granger earlier this afternoon officially declared Mahdia a township. Located in the Patara-Siparuni region, Mahdia now joins 3 other new townships: Bartica in the Cayuni-Mazaruni region, Lethem in Upper Takatu, Upper Essequibo, and Mabaruma in the Burima-Waini region. It will now serve as the capital town of the Patara-Siparuni region and is part of government's vision to establish a capital town in each of the 10 administrative regions of the country. This will result in the empowerment of people through the strategic embrace of a decentralized form of governance. These new urban centers are also crucial to closing the gap that exists between the hinterland and coastland regions. A detailed report will be provided in a subsequent newscast. Local government elections, LGE, is slated for November 12, and Top Cop Leslie James says the Guyana Police Force, along with other joint services, are ready to cast their ballot on November 2. The commissioner also announced that the force is expanding its crime-fighting capacity. Paul McAdam has all the details.
The Guyana Police Force is doing its part to ensure the smooth running of the November 12th local government elections, according to Police Commissioner Leslie James.
A few days ago, the ballot papers, that is, arrived in the country, and they were escorted from the Chedijagan International Airport to GCOM headquarters, where it was fully handed over. And those ballots are under constant security. As you know, we have an impending local government elections. The military or joint services, they will be voting on the 2nd.
Addressing the media on October 25, Commissioner James also spoke of ongoing efforts to reform and modernize the force.
You'll see a better response time, and of course, our divisions will better patrol. That is mobile patrol, foot patrol, mobile in terms of 4-wheel and 2-wheel type vehicles.
He said that moves are also being made to resuscitate the force's aviation and maritime wings.
If this country is a serious investment destination, it means we have to engage in best practices, which includes aviation capability.
The commissioner is also reinforcing the force's anti-corruption stance.
Corruption is a decision made by an individual. It's not for the want of training ranks would get involved with corruption. It's a decision. And I want to make it clear. Let me take the opportunity. I want to make a call to our citizens. Without an offer, there can't be an acceptance. I would urge persons who do not have the documents in place, have your documents fully in force. If you do not have a permit to carry a tint, ensure you get the requisite permit, among other things. Drive or use the road safely. So you would not have any reason to be stopped by a policeman, and then the rest, the solid type of reports will be occasioned.
Commissioner James's press conference comes 56 days after his appointment and several divisional visits. Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
Isaiah Braffett reports that an Institute for Food and Nutrition Security was today launched at the Arthur Chung Conference Center.
The Institute is a collaborative effort between the University of Guyana and the Food and Agriculture Organization. Minister of Agriculture Noel Holder commended the initiative, noting that it will help Guyana reclaim its status as the breadbasket of the Caribbean. According to the minister, the Food Security Bill of 2016, coupled with the Institute, will organize Guyana's food safety system.
Since Guyana is increasing its efforts to improve the performance of the agricultural sector and other food safety-related sectors, it is critical that we have a system which is transparent, excludes overlaps and gaps in responsibilities, and which allows for strict accountability and traceability throughout the entire food safety system.
UG's Vice-Chancellor, Professor Ivelaw Griffith, noted that one of the main reasons for the Institute's establishment is the advent of the oil and gas industry. He said that it will be wise for Guyana not to put all its eggs in the oil basket and neglect agriculture's potential.
This institute is part of an effort, part of the university's contribution to the Green State of enabling us not to neglect agriculture by doing the instruction, by doing the research, by doing the advocacy, along with other entities, domestic and international.
Food and Agriculture Organization Representative Ruben Robertson said the Institute is aimed at achieving the Sustainable Development Goal of zero hunger.
The Food and Agricultural Organization is confident that this institute will excel into its own and mushroom with the scientific knowledge and skills and institutional capacities to provide academic training in the various disciplines in food and nutrition security.
In the long term, Robertson said that the hope is that the Institute will be the repository of information that will help in achieving a Caribbean without hunger. Isaiah Braffett for InfoHub.
Minister of State Joseph Harmon says the announcement of winners of the Innovations Awards is a fitting end for the Commonwealth Administration for Public Service Management, CAPAM's 2018 conference. More from Tiffany Rodias.
Minister Harmon commended the award ceremony for celebrating innovation that explores new frontiers at the pursuit of public administration and management.
I wish to commend the International Innovation Awards ceremony that seeks to promote the spirit of innovation in the public service by recognizing organizations that have made significant contributions to improving governance and service in the public sector. These awards help to encourage public service innovators to exploring new frontiers and develop new ideas in order to enhance the quality of life of the citizens of the Commonwealth of Nations and the wider international community.
This is the first time the conference was held in Guyana. Minister Harmon said Guyana agreed to host the conference based on its deep commitment to the Commonwealth's programs and activities.
It is our hope that we have been a good and gracious host, that we have properly facilitated the work and success of the conference, and that we have contributed to CAPAM's objectives to improve public administration and management across the Commonwealth.
The International Innovation Award celebrates the spirit of innovation in the public service by recognizing organizations that have made significant contributions to improving governance and services in the public sector. Chair of the awards, Margaret Sainer, said the 12 finalists exemplify what is best about public service and show what is possible.
Many of these innovations speak to the resilience, determination and leadership of those involved, who often understate the challenges and obstacles faced. These finalists have demonstrated vision, ingenuity and sensitivity to citizens' and colleagues' needs.
CAPAM was held from October 22 to 24 at the Guyana Marriott under the theme Transforming the Public Sector for Climate Governance. For InfoHub, Tiffany Rogers.
Coming up after the break, the story of a cancer warrior.
Staying on treatment for HIV can lead to a normal, healthy life. Remain on treatment once you've started. Don't share or use someone else's pills. Staying on your medication not only helps to improve your quality of life, but decreases the risk of HIV transmission to others. A message from USAID, PEPFAR, Advancing Partners and Communities Guyana, NAPS, and the Ministry of Public Health.
Welcome back. As Guyana continues on its development trajectory, more local and overseas investors continue to show confidence in the country. Massive buildings are being constructed across the capital city and even along the coast. One example on the East Coast is the construction of a mega mall at Enmore. While the building is still under construction, 2 sections have been dedicated to a supermarket complex and an igloo ice cream parlor. The mall also sports a colorful play area. It's Cancer Awareness Month. Some heartwarming news. Minister of Public Health, Valda Lawrence, calls herself a cancer warrior who has fought for her life and for the opportunity to live another day to inspire others. Here's her story. Minister Valda Lawrence was diagnosed with triple-negative breast cancer in January 2017. This diagnosis came at a time when she was just settling into a new appointment as the senior public health minister. Ever since that diagnosis, Minister Lawrence has submitted herself to the many changes that came with her new health status. She shares her story as a cancer warrior instead of a survivor.
Survivor has its own meaning, its own connotations. I believe that anyone who would have been able to beat cancer, you had to war for it. You had to war for it. You know, you can't just sit down and believe that you're going to survive. You have to have some belief. You have to hold on to something to know that tomorrow I'm going to get there.
The public health minister recounted that there was no history of cancer in her genealogy. She questioned the doctors as to how she could have missed this, and then realized that the usual mammography wasn't enough, as she had to also have an ultrasound done. As she moved forward, preparing to bravely take on the battle against breast cancer, Minister Lawrence decided to be her own source of encouragement and relied heavily on her faith in God, which kept her positive.
I sought God. And one may say, but why would you do that? I mean, you're told that you have something that can kill you. Why would you do that? All my life, and I credit my mother for this, who has been, her faith has been very strong, and she has taught us to always hold on to our faith in God. And so I sought God because I knew that He's the author and the finisher of my faith, and I believe that. And so I thought that if this is what He's going to give to me, it has to be for some reason.
After diagnosis, Minister Lawrence took some time out and engaged in soul-searching and rediscovering herself. In her quiet moments, Minister Lawrence began to charter her own course and devised a game plan to deal with her diagnosis of breast cancer, something she never imagined would have affected her.
I did make some changes, but I didn't have too many changes to make because many years ago I started to take stock of my own lifestyle. I started to look at my eating habits. I started to look at exercising and all of that. Two things I said to myself. One, I will do what the doctors say to do. I will drink, I will eat what the doctors say to eat. And two, I will not bother with all these things that people would tell you.
During the radiation treatment phase, the minister made lots of new friends, all who related to her fight against cancer. This gave her better insight into how she could represent women and health issues in her new designation. Minister Lawrence has now taken a firm stance to advocate for women to know their status relating to cancers and seek urgent treatment once they have tested positive. She said it is better to know than to be unaware of important life-threatening diseases. Remember, at least 30 minutes of moderate exercise can reduce your risk of developing cancer. That's all for this evening. Connect with us on WhatsApp, social media, and our website at dpi.gov.gy. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Goodbye.